Dust devils and whispers. The sun, a bloodshot eye in the vast Texan sky, glared down on the desolate town of Lonesome Creek. Marshal Jebediah Colt rode in, his horse Shadow uneasy. The townsfolk, once lively, now moved with a haunted silence. Whispers of strange occurrences and cattle vanishing filled the air. That night, a scream shattered the calm. Colt found a young woman murdered in a lone farmhouse. Cold fury consumed him. He swore vengeance. Dawn revealed a new horror: Old Man McGregor hung from the windmill. The killer was among them, Colt realized. He had to unmask them. Days turned into a tense waiting game. Colt's investigation unearthed secrets, every townsperson hiding something. The shadows deepened, the whispers grew louder. A stranger, Clayton Blackwood, arrived, claiming to be a bounty hunter. Colt sensed a darkness within him, mirroring the town's evil. One night, Colt followed Blackwood to a barn, finding him standing over a bound Hank, the bartender. Colt confronted him, gun drawn. "You're the killer," he declared. A fierce fight erupted, dust swirling like a devil's dance. Colt, with a final surge, overpowered Blackwood. "It's over," Colt said, gun leveled. "The darkness is vanquished." Blackwood's eyes burned with hatred. "This war isn't over, Marshal." Colt pulled the trigger, silencing Blackwood forever. He freed Hank, who offered heartfelt thanks. Colt nodded. He had faced the darkness and won, bringing a fragile peace to Lonesome Creek. But he knew the fight was eternal. He would remain vigilant, his gun ready, his spirit unyielding. The Reckoning. News of Blackwood's demise spread through Lonesome Creek like wildfire, bringing a collective sigh of relief. The townsfolk emerged from their homes, their faces etched with a cautious optimism. The weight of fear had been lifted, replaced by a newfound sense of unity. Colt, however, remained wary. He knew that Blackwood's darkness was merely a symptom of a deeper evil that had taken root in Lonesome Creek. He couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to this story, that the true villain still lurked in the shadows. Determined to uncover the truth, Colt delved deeper into his investigation. He spent countless hours poring over old records, interviewing townsfolk, and piecing together the puzzle of Lonesome Creek's dark past. As he dug deeper, a pattern began to emerge. The strange occurrences, the missing cattle, the murders, they all seemed to be connected to a series of unsolved disappearances that had plagued the town decades earlier. The victims were all young women, their bodies never found, their fates shrouded in mystery. Colt's instincts told him that these cold cases were the key to understanding the present darkness. He theorized that someone in town was carrying out a twisted vendetta, seeking revenge for the past injustices. His suspicions led him to the town's oldest resident, a reclusive woman named Agatha Blackwood. She lived alone in a crumbling mansion on the outskirts of town, her past shrouded in whispers and rumors. Colt approached her with caution, his hand never straying far from his holster. Agatha greeted him with a cold stare, her eyes filled with a lifetime of bitterness and sorrow. As Colt questioned her about the disappearances, Agatha's demeanor shifted. A flicker of fear crossed her face, followed by a wave of defiance. "Those girls got what they deserved," she hissed, her voice raspy with age. "They were sinners, temptresses who lured men to their doom." Colt pressed further, sensing that Agatha knew more than she was letting on. He revealed his suspicions about a connection between the past disappearances and the recent murders. Agatha's eyes widened in alarm. "You're wrong," she insisted, her voice trembling. "I had nothing to do with it." But Colt didn't believe her. He saw the guilt in her eyes, the desperation in her voice. He knew he had cornered his prey. "You're protecting someone," he accused, his voice firm. "Someone who's carrying out your twisted vision of justice." Agatha's facade crumbled. Tears streamed down her wrinkled face as she confessed the truth. Her son, Clayton, had been the one responsible for the recent killings. He had been driven by a misguided sense of loyalty to his mother, seeking to avenge the women he believed had wronged her. Colt listened in stunned silence as Agatha revealed the chilling details of her son's crimes. Clayton had been obsessed with the disappearances, convinced that the townsfolk had covered up the truth. He had taken it upon himself to punish them, one by one, until justice was served. With Agatha's confession, Colt finally had the answers he sought. The darkness that had plagued Lonesome Creek had been born from a twisted sense of vengeance, fueled by a mother's love and a son's blind devotion. Colt arrested Agatha, bringing her to justice for her role in the killings. The townsfolk, once divided by fear and suspicion, rallied together, their shared grief and anger uniting them. As the dust settled, Lonesome Creek began to heal. The shadows receded, the whispers faded, and the sun shone a little brighter. Colt, his duty fulfilled, rode out of town, leaving behind a community forever scarred but also strengthened by their shared ordeal. He knew that the darkness would always lurk, waiting for a chance to return. But he also knew that Lonesome Creek was resilient. They had faced their demons and emerged victorious. And Colt, the marshal, would always be there to protect them, his gun at his side, his spirit unyielding.